Let's go. Run.
Welcome to the wonderful world of free flight. Paragliding is an exceptional way to experience the sublime sensation that's inseparable from soaring like a bird. The Federal Aviation Administration does not certify our gliders, but they are certified by other glider manufacturer associations. In the United States, paraglider flights are governed by Federal Aviation Regulation Part 103. The FAA considers paragliders an ultralight aircraft and limits these to a single occupant. The exemption 4721 permits tandem flight for instructional purposes. So let's start by learning about the three phases of flight: takeoff, in-flight, and landing. We start by filling the glider with air. Once overhead, it behaves like a rigid airfoil, similar to that of an airplane wing. Notice I started that sentence with "we." That's because your help will be needed for a smooth takeoff, also known as a launch. Your tandem instructor will have a few expectations of you. Your tandem instructor will select a direction for the takeoff. This will be based on the winds. We always take off and land into the wind. They'll select a landmark and share it with you so that your forward progress is in the same direction. This is important because we'll be running together. We need to be on the same page. The next expectation is that you keep your balance and stay on your feet. During the inflation, the glider could pull you back a little. The next expectation is you keep your forward progress in the direction that was identified. It's important that you are leaning and moving that direction. Your chin needs to be in front of your toes. Even though you're not moving very fast, it's important that your mindset is thinking run. Your instructor will tell you when to stop running. They may say, hey, we're a couple hundred feet in the air. There's no need to run anymore. Relax and enjoy yourself. And that brings us to the second phase of flight, in-flight. In-flight responsibilities include having a good time and enjoying yourself.
Woo-hoo! Oh my God.
To get comfortable in your harness, it could be helpful to grab the webbing near your legs and push yourself back and wiggle around a little until your harness feels more like a comfortable chair.
Yeah!
As far as what to do with your hands, you can just let them hang, or you can grab here or here. Your instructor will steer and control the glider with the brakes. You may be asked to help out with the turns by leaning in the direction of the turn. We will also be flying with a backup parachute. If there are any problems with the glider in flight, your instructor will pull the reserve handle and deploy the reserve parachute. Now, when it comes to landing, your help will again be needed for the smoothest possible experience. Your harness is equipped and tested with certified protection under your seat. This is what you'll be landing on. When you're getting close to landing, your instructor will ask you to lift those feet. This sets us up for a slide-in seated landing. Okay, now that we're getting a little bit lower, it's time to lift those heels up as high as you can. Just prepare to come in on our seats. It's also really important that you can see those toes. We want to land on our seat first and have our heels land second. We're setting ourselves up to slide on in. Yeah, so now it's time to get ready for our landing. So let's get those feet up, get those feet nice and high. It's important through all phases of flight. You pay attention to the instructor's commands and be able to carry out those instructions. Now we just have a couple forms for you to fill out. It'll help things flow efficiently if you complete the Paraglide Chelan waiver before your arrival. You can access it by using your phone to scan this QR code. The other form comes from the United States Hang Gliding and Paragliding Association. It asks a few questions that ensure you have an understanding of what's involved with tandem flight and your role in it. Lastly, the Federal Aviation Administration requires that you have access to a couple of their aviation handbooks. They've made them available here. Keep in mind that a paraglider is not a parachute. It is designed for flight. We are delighted to go fly with you.
This is so cool.